Dorian Yates on biceps training, why less can be more. Dorian Yates is one of the most respected names in bodybuilding history, a six-time Mr. Olympia champion whose intense training style helped define the modern era of muscle building. Beyond his impressive competitive record, Yates is known for his blunt, no-nonsense approach to training and muscle development. One of his most revealing quotes sums up his philosophy on training small muscles like the biceps. "What I see is people doing 3, 4, even 5 exercises for their biceps. Why? Because when you were a kid, you used to go, 'Oh look, here's my muscle.' But how many exercises are you doing for your calves? How many are you doing for your traps, bigger muscles with more complex functions? Your biceps are contracting all the time whenever you train back. If you keep doing more and more, you're just going to overtrain them. It's a small muscle. It supinates the wrist and bends the arm. That's its only function. If you want more variety, you can do 2 exercises today, and when you come back to train biceps again, do 2 different exercises so you're hitting them from slightly different angles over time. But don't try to do them all at once. It's too much." This quote highlights a central idea in Yates's training philosophy: small muscles simply don't need the same volume of work as larger, more complex groups. And in fact, too much work on them can hinder growth rather than help it. Weightlifter why the biceps don't need so many exercises. According to Yates, part of the reason so many lifters overwork biceps is psychological, looking at your muscle like you did as a kid. That desire to feel the muscle working can lead to volume far beyond what's necessary for growth. Yet, the biceps have a simple function: they bend the arm and rotate the forearm, so they don't require a long list of movements to fully stimulate them. They're already involved in big pulling exercises like rows and pull-ups, meaning they get plenty of stimulation even when you aren't curling. It's not that curls are bad. Yates himself used focused isolation exercises, but he often cautioned against doing too many of them in one session. In other discussions, he's noted that doing a few exercises spread over multiple workouts can provide slightly different angles over time without overwhelming a small muscle like the biceps. Overtraining versus smart training. Yates was a firm believer in training intensity and recovery over sheer volume. In his high-intensity style, he often recommended fewer exercises per session for small muscles. Going hard on those you do choose, but not at the expense of overworking them. Allowing enough recovery time before hitting the same muscle again, especially if you train it to true muscular failure. This approach contrasts with traditional bro-split routines that have lifters performing many exercises and high total set counts for biceps. Yates argued that not only is this unnecessary, it can be counterproductive because you train the biceps hard every time you train the back muscles, meaning they're already receiving plenty of stimulus indirectly. Focus on bigger, more complex muscles too. Part of Yates's point was also about prioritizing, not just piling on work for a show muscle. Smaller muscles like biceps will often respond well to moderate focused work plus being indirectly hit through compound movements. Meanwhile, larger, functionally complex muscles like calves, traps, and legs often require more specific exercises and attention to grow effectively. Chart with upward trend training variety over time. Instead of doing 5 different biceps exercises in one session, Yates suggested a smarter strategy. Pick a couple of effective exercises today. When you train biceps again later in the week or cycle, choose a different pair of exercises. This way, muscles are stimulated from slightly different angles without unnecessary volume at once, a principle that helps manage recovery while still driving growth. What this means for your training. Yates's advice isn't just about biceps, it's about training strategy. Small muscles don't need huge exercise lists. Moderate work with focus often outperforms excess volume. Indirect training matters. Many muscles get stimulus from compound lifts. Intensity plus recovery equals growth. Pushing hard on fewer, well-chosen exercises and then letting the body recover is often more effective than doing more for the sake of it. Whether you follow Yates's exact program or adapt his ideas to your own routine, his point remains clear: train smart, train hard, and don't overdo it, especially on small muscles like biceps.